DDR4-3600 at CAS 14? Adata was so excited about its latest XPG Spectrix kit that when it couldn't reach me at my old gig, it sent these anyway. The firm must have thought I'd have something really great to say, because it used my name in both the recipient and company fields of the shipping label. This 2x8GB kit comes from the Spectrix D60G series that originally brought us translucent heat splitters over a year ago. Zooming in reveals the part number as well as the 14-15-15 rated timings. The high-density material seems to cool sufficiently even at the 1.45 volts that Adata uses to push its tight timings, though it's certainly not as efficient as aluminum. Having said that, it puts on a pretty good show. Adata keeps its lighting control software in perpetual beta status, probably to avoid any liability issues should it crash in an inopportune time. It offers a bunch of lighting control modes, including static and breathing, per LED, RGB controls for several modes, a music mode that's supposed to flash to the beat of your music. One of the problems we had was that rainbow mode did not synchronize the scroll timings between the two DIMMs, and it won't synchronize any of the colors with those of your motherboard. For that, you need your motherboard RGB control. Also unfortunate is that the Mystic Light applet of MSI's Dragon Center 2.0.25.0 does not recognize the onboard RGB controller of these modules. Previous versions of MSI software did work with previous D60G kits, and we've not seen any changes from Adata, so we're hanging this one on MSI. Digging into the SPD, we find two XMP modes at DDR4-3600 CAS 14 and DDR4-3200 CAS 16, the latter coming at an Intel-friendly 1.35 volts. These are also programmed to detect DDR4-2666 CAS 19 with XMP disabled, though our motherboard chose CAS 20 instead. We tried our hand at manual overclocking, and this kit ran for hours at DDR4-4400 CAS 20 using only 1.35 volts. As with any B-die kit, we expect to see a few extreme overclockers push past DDR4 5000 at extreme voltage levels. This kit needed only 1.35 volt to reach CAS 18 at DDR4-4266, and getting there at 1T says a lot about Adata's component selection. DDR4-3600 at the same low voltage was stable with straight CAS 15 timings, and those compare favorably to its rated 14-15-15 timings at its higher 1.45 volt XMP. It even hit CAS 12 at DDR4-2933. This seems like a good time to remind everyone that AMD's best performance typically comes at its highest stable synchronized F clock and U clock. Those settings are 1866 MHz and 1:1 respectively at DDR4-3733. Pitting the D60G against other DDR4-3600 kits, we can see that the cheap Guile Evo X2 edged out in overclocking. The Evo X2 doesn't hold a candle to Spectrix D60G in timings though. Even at only 1.35 volts, the XPG kit outpaces Guile's by 1 to 2 cycles of delay. A test system that includes AMD's Ryzen 7 3700X at 4.2 GHz fixed frequency, MSI's MEG X570As, Gigabyte's enhanced RTX 2070, and an OCZ RD400 NVMe SSD is designed to permit unencumbered memory performance. Moving on to a few benchmarks, we can see Adata clean up in both the bandwidth and latency metrics of CIS Software's Sandra. It even leads the top overclocking Guile kit by nearly 5% in 7-zip, though the mid-price Ballistics Elite splits the difference. And prices have finally turned to mainstream builders, with a 300% difference between the cheapest and best kits in these charts. The motivation to win has to be pretty strong to justify spending $240 on a mere 16 gigabytes. I hope you've enjoyed this video review of Adata's D60G 3600 CAS 14. Feel free to leave any comments below or hit me up at hardware_Tom on Twitter.